Maybe this time, don't talk about Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man spam for the Marvel Legends live stream for February on the eve of Toy Fair. Can't wait for that. But there was a lot of Spider-Man, not necessarily what I wanted, but there were some quality figures. Let's break them all down right now. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Today was a Marvel Legends live stream, a little bit different than the norm. This time it was all about the video games, and we got just a little dusting, a little sprinkling of some comic book love. And that has not been the case as of late. It's been, oh man, this is the best Marvel Legends stream ever because they're doing more and more comic books. This time, mostly all about the video games. But in full fairness, I mean, we've had so much comic book love. It's okay that somebody else gets a bite of the pie. And this is for the long awaited fans hoping for more Spider-Man video game love and Spider-Man 2. I haven't played it yet. Full disclaimer. I've thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man 1. I just don't have a PlayStation 5. And that seems to be the kind of game that would be worth waiting to get the new game system on. I could get it for PS4, but it's kind of like, you're going to want to upgrade anyway. So that's the reason why I don't have it. So tons of stuff related to Spider-Man 2, all kinds of stuff, some Amazon, some Walmart exclusives, boo hiss. But let's break them all down right now, starting with the Walmart exclusive. This is Spirit Spider. And this kind of is an interesting figure because while, oh man, a Spider-Man variant, it is kind of intriguing to me in the sense that maybe I could use this as not necessarily a Spider-Man variant, but somebody that can fight Ghost Rider. So you can see it's a really nice sculpt, bare feet. So it definitely looks different. And I don't know, maybe I kind of want to call this some spider version for Ghost Rider to fight. They actually sculpted this spider in here. That's pretty unexpected because normally, I mean, this is something I would have thought twice about them just painting it on there. But the fact they sculpted it is pretty cool. It is making me think it doesn't have the tech patterns of some of the other video game Gamerverse figures. I really love this shading with the blue and the white and the kind of off-white and gray, the bluish tones we got going here. And then we got the plastic translucent deal going with the flame. I'm kind of leaning a little bit more to buying this. Maybe not at $25, but if it happens to drop, I'm going to get this figure because it just looks unique and definitely something where I don't have to attach it all the way just to Spider-Man. Here's another look at it. And it's just, this is a nice, cool looking figure. I can't place the mold. I've long since given up trying to figure out what mold is used for which one, unless it's so ridiculously obvious. But this is a nice, I love the skull, and you can see this little fading of the spider in the head too. I love the paint work on the skull itself. It's just a neat looking figure. And sometimes I just want a neat looking figure. This Spirit Spider definitely fits the mold there on that front. So probably going to grab them, assuming I can track them down at Walmart. And in fairness, they have been doing a much better job of stocking their exclusives. And when the time hits, they drop to ridiculous price points. So this figure could be as low as $8. I'll definitely I'll definitely grab it for that price point, but probably a little cheaper because this is a neat looking figure. Next up is the Amazon exclusive Gamerverse Kingpin. And I was thinking maybe an all black Mr. Fix-It mold. Maybe I could use this as a Slug figure, but Slug needs to be so much wider, so much more obese. I can say that for him. He is a Slug. And this one's a little bit too trim. But I kind of like this as an alternate Kingpin outfit because, I mean, they've kind of gotten away from him simply just wearing the all white attire and this black. I mean, this works. This is a Gamerverse figure likeness, but I mean, this is definitely something that could work for a comic book display setup too. So I think that works for old Kingpin. And he's got two different head sculpts. They both look really good, kind of fit whatever kind of mood you've got going for your Kingpin. You can see this head sculpt though is really, really solid. This seems like a base default Kingpin expression at any point in time. And the smiling one, Matt Murdock, I've got you now, buddy. And I would love for him to have more palming hands so he could literally take a Spider-Man, a Daredevil figure, and just envelop their head with that hand. But this is pretty solid. You can see the Kane's got a new gem there. I think they said a ruby during the live stream, but it's pretty cool. I like this one. It's an Amazon exclusive, which means you shouldn't have a problem seeing him in stock, but he probably won't drop as quickly as a Walmart exclusive figure would. Then moving on to the dedicated Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse wave. This one was interesting because it simply had so much love for two characters when there were so many more options that it could have at least balanced out the wave a little bit better. First up, it's the upgraded Miles Morales, and this looks to be pretty much the same old as the other Miles Morales, but the colors really do pop. And you can see all this great texture work here on the figure, really nice. I've got this the regular version of them, not this exact one, but this looks really good. Those colors really pop though. I mean, this is a sharp looking figure. I think these might be new too. I haven't checked out that Miles in a while, but you can see some of the details like the leg paneling, definitely similar. I kind of like this one, can't lie. This is one of those ways where I'm like, oh, more comic book stuff. But then I started seeing pictures. I could see myself buying four of the six or three of the six and going, how did that happen? But this one is a really nice looking figure. You can see the accessories are pretty much the same as we get with most Miles figures at this point. Got the flaming Venom hands. I think that's new. Is this new? I think he had some other ones. Not quite the same as that, but got some fists, some whip hands, and some grabbing hands. I guess this is just to hold on to cliffs wherever he finds them or the skyscrapers in New York. I really do like how clean this white looks. The red looks sharp, the blue. It's a really striking shade of all those colors, and it really makes this version of Miles pop. Next up is Peter Parker, the man in black himself. And this is more of a dedicated look from Spider-Man 2. Shocker. As you can see how they've got the white web spider here. That looks really cool with this. You can see the texture of just a symbiote running throughout. It's not just a smooth, sleek version of Spider-Man here. I kind of dig that. I don't know if I need to pick up this figure, but it does look cool. And you can see a little bit more of that detail. So it's all throughout. And it really kind of is how that outfit would look more in real life if it was just all the symbiote running, swirling around him. I really do dig that. Here's a little bit better look at the head. So you can see it's got some pock marks kind of a situation going. And that looks really creepy. I mean, it looks like how an alien covering his body would look. And I really like that. That's neat. And here is a really nice web effect, little symbiote webbing going. That's cool. And I was kind of surprised seeing this great new accessory piece and then not charging a little bit more for it. So, this is standard $24.99. I thought this might jack the price up a bit more, but I really do like it. Hopefully, we'll see this later in regular web colors because that would be great to get with other Spider-Man figures down the road. Next up is the Spider-Man Miles Boricua version. Notice the trend here. And this is really cool. I like this color pattern. I thought when they debuted this was a cool looking version. I think they've done this as a Hot Toys figure too. And it just looks sharp. Again, Miles really does nice with these color combinations here. So that's 2 for 2 with him. And you can see the line work looks pretty sharp here. So you've got that red and white stripes. You've got the blue. That's a little bit different look. Kind of gives you a Captain America vibe for this. So maybe you could do a Enter the Captain America verse and you could have this Miles figure running around with Captain America. Maybe you could have him teaming up with Bucky Cap because it's kind of a similar look. Anyway, like this one, I think it's a good looking figure again. And here's the accessories, nothing to write home about. It's the normal deal. It's the flip hands, the the wall crawling hands. There we go. Let's enlarge it the way I wanted to. And you can see the look. The red goes off really nice against the black, the white. I mean, this is a really, again, striking color combination for Miles, who is just winning at life with these figures. And here's one that I was also really intrigued with the colors. This is Peter in his Anti-Venom suit. And this is not the typical white and black version. A little bit of a silvery blue. I kind of dig it. This is again not a textured Gamerverse dedicated looking figure. This is just a basic Sunfire mold. I don't think this is, of course, the Vulcan mold, but this looks nice. I like the sheen of this blue. Blue's a sucker color for me. I mean, it's like, ooh, blue. And I really dig this. I like the blue and the eye sockets coming there and getting that spawn look to the eyes. That's kind of fun. And then here's some more looks at that here. Again, this one seems like one that I could sell myself and adding this version to my Spider-Verse shelf, which is continuing to grow and grow and grow. But I do love this kind of mostly blue Spider-Man look. Here he is again. And I dig this, and you can see they have different head sculpts here. So one has a little bit more intense eye socket going. This one's a little bit different there, so you can get a better sense. So you got this version, and you got this. I might be mixing up how I display this. I do like this one. Of all the different versions of Peter, this one seems like the most obvious to add to the collection. So if you're keeping score, both Miles figures has my interest. This one for sure. There's one more that I'm kind of thinking I might have to dip into and grab. That's this version. Miles Brooklyn 2099 is Brooklyn in the house without a doubt. And this is a very unique looking figure. I really dig the whole black because it's not just a straight up matte black, and it's got a little sheen to it. The red pops again. These Gamerverse Spider-Man figures, they keep doing sculpting and actual detailed work on it. So you can see the paneling here, this whole spider vibe. I really dig that. And again, he stands out enough that I could just say, oh, this is actually another Spider-Man in the multiverse. And here's a much sharper look at it. I was getting the pictures from friends at Hasbro, and it took a little bit of time to get some of these more detailed shots. But look at this work here with this sculpting of this spider logo. That looks awesome. And the sheen on the helmet, and you can see little slots here. That's cool. I mean, that figure clearly is going to catch all kinds of light, and he's going to be so much fun to shoot. And this one absolutely will be joining my Spider-Verse display because it just looks so cool with all this reflective, shiny material used here on the helmet, this armor piece, and I guess the gauntlets. Doesn't continue on to the pants, but who needs that? This is a really sharp looking Spider-Man. It kind of gives you that real sense of a different version of Miles in the multiverse. So I really think that's a really cool addition. And here's his accessories, some different web splatters. I dig that. Of course, this could be useful for any Spider-Man figure. So I really like how that turned out. I love the work on the pants too. It just gives them a unique look. And same as always with the hands, the thwip, the wall crawling ones, and then the fist to knock you out. But yeah, this is a really sweet looking Spider-Man figure. So the only thing so far is it's too heavy on Miles and Peter. Here's a new Miles. Here's another Peter. And it's just, there are other characters in Spider-Man 2. I know that just from simply seeing the trailers had me excited. And I was like, oh man, this is great. And they just took this safe, and I don't want to say the easy route because these are not just repaints after repaints after repaints, which is so odd to me. It's like, I don't really advocate this. I hated when they did Mr. Negative and had him with one of the army builders. Like, just do a 2-pack of them. But I think if they were to do some of these variants of Spider-Man, of Peter and Miles, maybe package them in a 2-pack, that would have worked. Could have freed up some more characters to go in this dedicated wave. And or if they wanted to, they could do some civilian characters, package them with Miles or Peter, call it a day. I feel like there's a little bit of missed opportunities to get some more characters, because how many more waves of Spider-Man, Gamerverse, Spider-Man 2 we're going to see in this line? But then we did get one character who's not Peter or Miles in this wave, and that's Felicia Hardy. Hi, Felicia. It's Black Cat, and her design is solid. I mean, it kind of makes sense for Black Cat, although it's kind of missing some of that Catwoman sex appeal known this character to exhibit and show so often back in the days. And you can see the paneling, nice work. Again, they're basically doing all new sculpting on these figures, and you can get a real nice look here at all of the detailed work on her sculpt. So definitely putting in the work on these figures. I just would love to have seen them do some more with other characters. But Felicia looks like she can hit some really nice poses too. So even though she's got all this dedicated work, you can see she's got, that sounded weird. Felicia's got all this work done. And you can see she can really hit a nice pose. She can almost hit that full cat's landing, bicep articulation, double jointed elbows, what we want to see in all our female figures at this point. Looks like she's got a nice ab crunch going too. No problem with the knees. And even with those little tuft of fur back behind her shin, that doesn't seem to be impeding her articulation either. I thought on the live stream they said her ponytail is also articulated. So a cool black cat figure, and definitely one to consider. You know, if you just need a random character, I'm not going to buy this black cat. I've got a really, really good one. Apparently, it's the best one I'm going to get. That was way back in the day. No chance of that figure getting upgraded because they're so, oh my gosh, she's showing any portion of her skin outside of her face. Oh, black cat. She's just one of those characters. You just let it ride, but they're not apparently. So there you go. And then they showed us the deluxe figure in this wave, and this guy's amazing. And again, not going to buy him. I've already got my great version of this character. But for those fans of Spider-Man 2, I got to assume you're going to be excited and hyped about this one. It's Venom, the big boss. What I really, really thought was cool about this figure, I mean, there's a lot to like here. You can see all that texture detail. I love the faded shading look of his logo. Is this the full-on alien slime treatment? And what's even cooler, this is removable, so you can just take that out. And I would love if this would fit with that retro Spider-Man Venom figure. But I mean, look at this. This is some great work on the teeth. And you can see a little wash deal here. So you can see he doesn't really care about his hygiene. And it's a really nicely done sculpt. I'm kind of wondering if this is just chipped or, you know, the gingivitis is taking effect too. But really good work on this Venom figure. He's big. In case you're worried about the price, he is $60. You know, I know people are worried about Spider-Man pricing. He's a big, solid figure. I mean, I look at Odin as a single figure and go, yeah, that figure was worth the price that I paid for it. They did a great job with all that new detail. Venom has a lot of that as well. I don't see a lot of reuse, and I really love this tendril piece there. And the tongue is just super long. And I love the work here on that logo. Nice Venom figure. You can see a little bit more. He's battling the Spider-Man. And I love that you can actually rope up one of the Spider-Man with this. That is a really nice deal. Great shot. Shout out to Matt shooting the galaxy and Amazing Marvel Legend figures. Great in-action shot here. These two going at it. But like I mentioned earlier, I just think one thing that was really missing was adding some more villains from Spider-Man 2 into this line. I mean, we could have gotten just a few. I mean, here are some examples of some that would make a lot of sense to me. Lizard, Craven, Mysterio. I mean, they could have worked and really fun to just throw them in here. Yeah, we did get Venom, but an Aaron Taylor, not quite version of Craven, kind of looks similar to him. And Lizard, they would have been fun additions to this wave. I know Lizard probably been too intense in terms of sculpting. When you got Venom in here in the works too, but man, Craven would have been a lot of fun to throw in there. And they've got most of the pieces for Mysterio. I think that could have worked, right? So a little bit of a missed opportunity. And hopefully they'll revisit it some more, maybe 2 years from now, and give us some more Spider-Man 2 characters. Probably by that point, we'll have actually played the game. But there was a little bit of something for us comic book fans. And this was another thing that if you've been paying attention to the leak list, you've heard about, and this is confirmed again. So still batting 100 for 100 on this. It is a 2-pack of X-Force. It's X-23. It's Warpath. Warpath has a much better figure in his X-Force attire than that version that we got released with the X-Force New Mutants version, which is awful. He looks so old. The shoulder pads don't work. This is a really cool figure. I love this version of the Utopia X-Men with Cyclops' shadowy secret force of killers on the loose. We've got a really nice X-23. Now, she does not have all the upgrades as this figure does, so there is definitely that. And I understand why it's kind of cool to get one with bicep articulation, double jointed elbows. Very curious about the neck joint because you'd want your X-23 to be able to have some really good poses. And of course, the ability to look up, look down. You can see her claw boots, her claws coming out of her boots. The claw, not, well, I guess it is two. I mean, it's one, not like these. Missing three, but it's two for her. Multiple hand options. She's got the mask portrait. I really like that one. That looks nice and intense. Definitely captures the vibe of some of those X-Force covers. And here's another look at Warpath. He just comes with his big blades, but that's all he needs. Interestingly enough, I know some people are going to freak out. They're going to lose their minds seeing these pins. I don't really hate on pins so long as they're not changing color. So, like, if this were supposed to be black and they were showing the flesh tones, that would bother me. Otherwise, I don't really care. But I know some people are going to be upset about that. He's using the Omega Red Buck, which should be a really nice one for him. Keeps him big without being too ridiculously out of scale with the rest of the team. So we've got Wolverine. We've got Psylocke, I guess, from this. It would be really nice to have gotten some other characters, that Wolfsbane from this era, even Vanisher. That would have been neat to see as well, but we're getting them. And if I'm remembering correctly, we will see Archangel later. So stay tuned on that. But this really wasn't about comic book fans. This is a lot of focus onto the whole, hey, you Gamerverse fans out there, we've got you covered. They did tease a missile, and from all the descriptions, the breakdowns from people in the know, that's going to be going with the build a figure, the next Maximum series figure. Boo his panic if you need to. That, of course, is the Hulk. So I can't wait to see what that looks like. Maybe we'll see that figure as soon as this next weekend. I was going to say this one, but it's not yet. Let me just give you a little picture of that Hulk missile. I mean, I cannot imagine it being or going along with anyone else. So let's just pull that up really quickly here. Give you that screenshot of this missile tease. And I feel like this is the one time where they're putting it out there and like, we already know, y'all know, but have some fun with it. So nice size missile. Definitely something that Hulk can smash and throw back at General Thunderbolt Ross. So I'm still waiting to get a General Ross figure, but we'll see. Maybe as soon as next weekend for Toy Fair. Looking forward to seeing what we see there, what is shown there. All the big influencers are going to be there taking pictures and all that good stuff. And I will be in front of my computer, anxiously waiting to report and do my videos talking all about it. But that's it for this one. I'm going to be back on in a few more minutes for the live talking about this and a bunch of other stuff that's dropped this week. So stay tuned. But thank you so much. Let me know what you think about these Gamerverse reveals and what to think about the X-Force 2-pack. For now, that's it for this episode of Lyle's Figure Files. For now, let's wrap it up. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.